What up, y'all? So it's 23 days to my birthday, and I didn't get a chance to record yesterday. So today I'm gonna do two in one, but try not to make it as long. And really, for today, what came to me as I was at the gym today was the power of the compound interest. And if you don't know about the power of compound interest, Einstein said it's one of the eighth wonder of the world. You know, penny compounded every day will make you millions of dollars. And I was thinking about this while I was at the gym today because, you know, working out, you get the results over time. It's a process, right? And so naturally, I was thinking the same thing for myself and with my journey and just my being, my becoming, and how it's the power of compound interest. Like being consistent day by day, time over time, will get you the results that you want. That comes with being aware. That comes with consciousness. That comes with knowing what you're working towards, what you're working through. Because I'm not gonna lie, every day I've woken up, and since I have been on these last, less than a week now since I decided to officially do this, I'm seeing, I'm feeling, I'm experiencing the power and the impact of this process. But it's not happening overnight. It's happening, it's almost a week or so that I've been at this. So of course, by the time I get to the 30th, I'll be, I'm expecting there to be even more results, right? More visible, perceivable changes. Even if not for others, like it's really not for others to experience or to witness or be able to tell. It's great if they can, but it's not for them. It's for me, right? Because as I'm doing it, I will be different, and I'll be able to experience different and attract different. In becoming different, I will attract different. I will experience different. Even experiencing the same thing will be experienced differently because I'm different. My reactions won't be the same. I may not even react. I may decide it's not worth my attention. I may, in where I would normally react or normally feel a way, I can now just brush it off and it's whatever. And so the power of compound interest over time, the power in making small changes over time, which come from the awareness of what needs to be changed. But with that, dismissing those people who don't support where you're going. If they don't support where you're going, and assuming that you're going in the right direction, of course, because the right people in your life will support you in becoming better and going further and doing better. But if you have people who are used to you being a certain way and they're criticizing you, they're judging you, they're talking about you because of the person you're becoming and the new things you're doing, or maybe even old things that you've been doing, but they give you a hard time because of it for whatever reason, because it doesn't fit into who they know you to be anymore. So what? Shake it off. It doesn't matter. If they're not contributing to your life, paying your bills, contributing to your growth, what does it matter what they think? People are always going to think something. People are always going to feel something. In this moment in time, as I'm recording this video, I've been seeing Russell Wilson pop up on social media a bunch. People calling him a square, whatever the case is. And I saw a post that said Russell Wilson doesn't do anything but make his money, take care of his family, and mind his business. Which doesn't get any more respectable, doesn't get any more, like, you can't be mad at that. And yet people are talking about him, oh, he's a square because he takes care of his business and his family, because he's not in the news on some bull, like, because he's not causing issues, because he's not in no beef with nobody. So I use that as an example because no matter what you're doing, people can and will find something to talk about. So therefore, why do we care so much and give so much energy about what people think about us? Especially if we are well into our adulthood. And part of me, I feel kind of like, I feel silly because I'm grown, but yeah, I still deal with these things and these feelings, and you gotta, whatever the case may be. But I know I'm not the only one, because I've had conversations. I have conversations with people on a regular basis. I have conversations with people older than me who still deal with what people think, what people are gonna say, and all this stuff like this. So, as childish as it is to think about and to feel, I know it's a thing that is so common for us, because we all have a child version of us that's still relevant, that still runs, that still controls how we maybe not all the time, maybe you've gotten better at so there's this child version of us that still operates in us when we're not careful, when we're not mindful of it. And why? Because they say, studies have shown that your sense of identity, your sense of place in the world, the way that you view the world, other people in it, is shaped between the ages of like 5 and 10, right? 4 and 10, 4 and 8, the numbers kind of, but I would say by the age of 10, you are kind of shaped in how you see yourself, how you see the world, and how you see yourself in the world. And so, also, I'm going to share with y'all a very interesting, in my opinion, I learned this in school, about how the brain develops, right? So this is your brain in its developmental stage. Your thumb is the emotional part of your brain. As our brain develops, and again, so this is the emotional part of your brain, this is the part in us that's the oldest, actually, because it develops first. You think about a baby cries whenever anything a baby wants or needs, it cries. It cries or it laughs or it's sleeping, right? And so as a kid gets older, you have to teach that child to then use its words, because what does a child do? A toddler, as they get older, once they get to be 5 and 6, what do you tell them? You're not a baby anymore. Use your words. Why? Because that emotional part of us is most developed. As we get older, our brain develops around the emotional part of our brain. And if you consider this like the front of the brain that controls your executive processing, your logical thinking, your future planning, all of that stuff, right? Teenagers, they do something stupid, something impulsive, and you ask them, why'd you do that? And they're like, I don't know, because the emotional part of the brain is more developed, while the front part of the brain is still developing. Fast forward to being an adult. This part of our brain, the emotional part of our brain, is the oldest and most mature part of our brain. So do you really think that those childhood, those ways of being, those responses, those triggers are not still there? Of course they are. 100% they are. Whether you acknowledge them, whether you do something about them, is something totally different. But I guarantee you, it is there. That feeling of being judged, that feeling of being rejected, unless those things weren't a thing for you growing up, and or you've gotten over them. You've already kind of worked through and like, F it, I don't care what nobody thinks. But whatever it is, maybe you have a temper. Maybe, disrespect is like, or maybe I don't even want to, because disrespect is a thing that's worth being upset about. This is, and in no way is this at all to be like one thing is right, one thing is wrong, whatever the case is. This is just matter of fact. The way when you feel disrespected, because whether or not you were actually disrespected is a whole nother conversation. But if someone does or says something that makes you feel disrespected, and you may have a temper, let's just say, you don't cry, but you get mad. You see red, you black out. That, I bet you, if you dig deep and you like really kind of explore, where does that come from? I guarantee you it comes from your childhood. Guarantee it. So, anywho, bringing that all back, tying it back to the message and to, being untied. Compounding interest, the compounding interest effect of like our growth. Going to the gym, you're not going to see the results the next day. Working on yourself and on your mindset, you're not going to see significant results the next day. But by being consistent, consistently showing up, consistently doing the work, little by little, you will see the results over time. So therefore, don't get discouraged or upset or impatient with the process. Talking to self. Don't get upset or impatient or with the process. Trust the process. Go through the process. Keep doing the process. Don't quit because you're bored or because it's not working. Keep going with it. And secondly, forgetting what other people think. People who don't matter to your growth, who don't matter to where you're going, don't matter. Period. Because the right people are going to support you. The right people are going to push you forward. The right people are going to applaud you for changing and doing better. Lisa Nichols, shout out to Lisa Nichols, in her book Abundance Now, which I'm currently listening to, when talking about finding abundant friends and your network, she says abundant friends or family, your network, hold you hostage to the version of you that they see that your potential. They hold you hostage to your potential. They don't hold you hostage to who you've been. So if you have people who are holding you hostage to who you've been, you may want to consider a new circle of people. You can love them, but you don't have to allow them to pour into you. You don't have to take their advice as gospel, as law, as whatever, however you want to word it. Listen to those people that are calling you up. Listen to those people that are calling you higher, and trust the process. Keep with the process. Don't give up. So these are my messages, my personal takeaways from these last couple of days, and of remembering and reminding. And again, because this is kind of my process, and because I'm doing stuff, and in my doing, having to pause to consider myself through the process, because I have been known to care too much about what the wrong people think. I have been known to get impatient with the process and quit or do something else. I have been known to want overnight results, microwave generation, right? Whatever. That I can admit to being guilty to. I don't see the results right away. I don't have what I'm wanting right now. I've been guilty. But walking into 33, I want to be a better version of me. And I don't expect all of these things to be gone or dealt with or no longer a factor. But through this process, my intention is to, by increasing my awareness of it, shrinking its power over me, so that I can move with greater confidence, move with greater conviction, and know that my journey is my journey, and I'm gonna get where I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get to what I'm working towards, day by day, one day at a time, one moment at a time. Because as I'm even recording this video, as you're watching this video, this moment right now is the only moment we got. We can anticipate this afternoon. We can anticipate this evening. I can anticipate my birthday in 23 days. But all I have, for real, is this moment right now. So whenever you watch this, I hope it feeds you. I hope it gives you some encouragement, some life, some things to take away. And I want you to go and make it a great day. Much peace and love, y'all.